I'm David Pritt and welcome to My Week in Football.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of My Week in Football. Now this week I did 5 games in 3 days, which was pretty, hard going, bit of travelling, obviously multiple games in the same day. But yeah, I enjoyed the majority of it, so let's get started. So I started off on Saturday morning going off to Carrington to watch the Manchester United under-18s against Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough's always been a good game with the 18s, either at Carrington or away. I've been a few times and I've always enjoyed them type of games. This was a good game. Cornet for Middlesbrough. He wasn't on the original starting lineup. I don't know if there was an injury in the warm-up, but he started anyway because you could tell because he was wearing a double-digit number. Usually the 18s wear 1 to 11. I think he was wearing 14, if I remember rightly. So you knew that he wasn't supposed to be starting. But yeah, he scored a cracking goal in the 24th minute. Nothing the keeper could do about it and put Middlesbrough ahead, and you couldn't really complain. Obviously, you could complain the fact that you thought United should have got a goal or something like that, but a strike like that, you can't complain of it going past the keeper. And it stayed like that for quite a while, up till half-time, and then second half. And it wasn't really till Deji Sultana came on. He burst down the right-hand wing, put the ball into Helm, and brilliantly Helm flicked it behind him for Alanga to get hold of, and Alanga just slotted it in the top corner. Really well worked goal. If you get the chance to see it, I recommend you watching that because it really was a good goal. And it finished 1-1, which was not a bad game really. Obviously, people would complain, say they want to see more goals, and there was people in the crowd saying United weren't good enough. But for me, it was a good game. I really enjoyed that. And I'm off to the 18s again tomorrow. I think we're at, I can't remember who we got, sorry. I'll have to check that in a minute. But yeah, off to the 18s tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. Now, the second game I did that day was in the evening in Birmingham, actually, in Boldmere St Michael's, the ground is, where Aston Villa, I don't know if they were called Women or Ladies. They used to be called Ladies when United played them last, but I think they're called Aston Villa Women now, or just Aston Villa. They were playing Sheffield United, and as you know, I've been going to some Sheffield United women's games because obviously Amy Palmer's there on loan, and Naomi Hartley, who used to be, part of United's team, she's playing. She's a regular there now. So this is more or less the last time we can go see them because everything else clashes now. So I thought, why not? An evening game, and yeah, it was different. Let's put it that way. Every time I've seen Sheffield this season, they've always won and won comfortably, really. But this wasn't the case this time. So Aston Villa get a corner. Richards, a big centre-back, she heads it in for 1-0 in the 20th minute, I think it was. 3 minutes later, Syme, she rounds the keeper and puts it in for 2-0. And they were more or less on top from that moment on. Second half comes, Hales, she gets her third for Villa, makes it 3-0, and you thought there was no coming back for Sheffield. But in the 69th minute, Pennock has a shot, it hits the keeper, comes back to her, and she slots it in to make it 3-1. And you thought maybe there was a bit of a comeback, but nothing really happened until the 90th minute when Pennock, she was fouled in the box, got a penalty, and Sari stepped up. But unfortunately, it wasn't a goal, it got saved, I think. You'll be able to see in the video that's up there. Got saved, and finished 3-1, which is disappointing. Luckily, it wasn't in the league for Sheffield, it was in the Conti Cup. So, there's points dropped, but not in the league. Obviously they're striving for promotion into the Super League, so there's no effect there. And yeah, we had a pretty good time afterwards. Met up with a few Aston Villa fans, the Boldmere Barmy Army, I think they're called, which I've got to say a big thank you to because they sorted me out with free tickets as well. Had a great time afterwards, and then got back pretty late, back into Manchester. But yeah, all in all, good day. Now on Sunday, 2 big games. So the women, first of all, they played Manchester City in the Conti Cup, and obviously they not played City that far long ago. We got beat 1-0 at the Etihad, and to be honest, in that game I thought we did really well first half, but City showed who they really were in the second half, and they deserved to win all in all. So this game, I was going into it thinking a draw maybe, because how it works in the Conti Cup, you get a draw, you get a point, and then you get penalties at the end. And if you win the penalty shootout, you get an extra point. So I was thinking maybe something like that, but yeah, that wasn't the case. In the 6th minute, Hayley Ladd gets fouled at the edge of the box. Katie Zellum steps up and scores a cracking free kick in the 7th minute, puts us 1-0 up. And for me, from that moment on, we just dominated that game. Really, really dominated. I don't think City got into it at all. And a lot of City fans are saying City didn't play the best, but I think we made sure they didn't play the best. I thought it was a good job from United. Got to half time, it was 1-0. And then in the 55th minute, Hansen down the right, she whips the ball in to Jess Sigsworth, who slots it in for 2-0. And the celebrations there were brilliant because obviously Jess Sigsworth's a huge United fan. Scoring against City is obviously a great thing. So went 2-0 up as well, which a lot of teams don't do against City. And yeah, it was just brilliant, brilliant. And then 10 minutes later after that, Kira Walsh hacks down Kirsty Hansen and shown a straight red card. And at the time, from where I was, I thought it was a red. Seeing the replay, I think it's a red. But you're getting this is a strange thing with women's football. They want it to be the same as men's football, which I'm all for. Big crowds, good atmosphere, everything the same. But they don't want the decisions the same. And a lot of people are complaining, oh, that should never have been a red card. But listen, if you've got your studs up on someone's ankle, got nowhere near the ball, it's a red card. So she was sent off, and then 5 minutes after, Hansen had to come off because she was obviously it was too painful for her, and it was a shame really because for me she was the player of the match. I said this last week, player of the match against Tottenham away, and now she's player of the match against City at home. I really do think she's going to push on, and she's going to be the right winger we need because I've been really, really impressed with her recently. And yeah, the game finished 2-0, so we beat the local rival City, and all good there. Then the next game after that was obviously Old Trafford at Liverpool. Going to that, I wasn't, well, for the start, I stuck around a little bit at Lee. That game finished around 2 o'clock-ish, and then friend John, he drove me to Old Trafford. Was down the East Lancs, got there, no problem. And I wasn't really looking forward to this game. I wasn't. I obviously always look forward to Liverpool games, but I wasn't looking forward to the fact that we probably could get a good hiding here. I was expecting 3-0 get beat, but yeah, it wasn't like that really. We got a goal pretty early on. Lauren James, sorry. Obviously Daniel James. Start again there. Daniel James, he whips the ball across to Rashford. Puts the ball in, go 1-0 up. The place went mental. I mean, I've not celebrated a goal like that in a long, long time. Then Liverpool get one, but the play stops. Like De Gea's got his hand up, the defenders stop, goes to VAR, and it's handball. Luckily for us, because I've talked in the past, I'm not a huge fan of VAR. To be honest, I don't want it in the game, but it went our way that time. And yeah, we went into half time 1-0, and I went downstairs at half time with a mate, Andy, and we were talking it'd be great if the game just ended here now, but that wasn't the case. It was a bit, basically the second half, they get a goal back, and it was 2 pieces of defensive error for us. First of all, it was Robertson crosses the ball in, and Wan-Bissaka and James couldn't make their mind up of who was going to go for the ball, so they didn't stop the cross coming in. The ball comes through the box, Lallana's there, Ashley Young should be marking him, and it goes 1-1, and yeah, that's how the game finished really. It's one of them, I'd have bit your hand off before the game for a draw, but after watching that I was disappointed because we could have won that game. We just stayed alive, stayed awake. Just stupid defensive errors, and we'd have been alright, we'd have got that game. But it wasn't to be. The next game was the day after, on the Monday. Travelled to Swansea, to their training ground for the under-23s. They were playing Swansea. Yeah, that was a cracking game, and a great thing happened in this game. So before I start talking about the goals and things like that, I just want to talk about Max Taylor. So a lot of you might not have heard of him, but he used to be known Max Dunn. He changed his name, and basically what happened, he got testicular cancer, and he's been out for over a year. I saw him a few months ago, and he's had no hair, and he looked really gaunt, and it was worrying really. And you know, a young lad as well. He's what is he, 19, I think, 19, 20. It's not a nice thing to see. So during the game, Ted Mengi gets injured, and Max Taylor comes on. And for me, I didn't care about the result. That was the best thing about this game. You know, seeing a lad like that, and then seeing him back on the pitch playing football. You know, that's what every young lad wants to do. And you know, something awful that's happened to him, to overcome that and be on the pitch, I just thought that was tremendous. So yeah, congratulations to Max. Hope he really pushes on from here and, you know, gets a regular place in that team now. So let's get back to the game anyway. So in the 6th minute, Swansea get a goal. Bit of a long strike really, and I thought it was bad keeping, but I was told afterwards that it took a deflection right in front of Kovar, so it went in. I think Evans scored the goal, if I remember rightly. So yeah, I was a bit critical of Kovar at the time, but when I found out it was a deflection in front of him, you can't really complain there. And then we get a free kick at the edge of the box in the 14th minute. Ramazani, what a strike, puts it over the wall, gets it in the back of the net. So we go 1-1. Then we get a penalty in the 42nd minute. Dylan Levitt, captain, steps up, puts it in for 2-1 with a head, which is great. And half-time comes, 2-1. You're thinking, right, let's push on from this. Second half, Damani Mella crosses in, he heads it, makes it 3-1. And then in injury time, I think it was 1 minute into injury time, Aliou Traore, he picks the ball up, muscles his way through the crowd. It really was great strength, and then just buries it in the back of the goal for 4-1. And yeah, it really was a great game for the 23s. You know, there was a lot of players missing. No Brandon Williams, no James Garner, no Gomez, no Chong, no Greenwood. You know, there's a lot of players missing, but these lads are stepping up now. And yeah, I'm really impressed with the 23s. I'm obviously going to go and watch them tonight. They're playing at home at Leeds Sports Village. So if you see this video before that and you can get yourself down there, that'd be great. But yeah, that's been my week in football. Like I say, I'm at the 23s tonight, 18s tomorrow, women on Sunday. I think I'm going to... I've got a game Tuesday. Oh yeah, I'm going to the EFL Trophy. Got my ticket here somewhere. Against Doncaster on Tuesday. I've got going to the women under 21s away at Birmingham Wednesday. And I think that's more or less it. But if anything else comes up, obviously I'm going to go to it. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you could leave a comment to say you've watched it or what you think, if I need any improvements, because obviously I'm making these for practice, talking to the camera, which I think I'm getting better at. Obviously, but I don't know if people are watching them or if people are enjoying them. So if you are on, I'd really love if you leave a comment down below. You know, and if you're not, I can always change things. But yeah, thanks for watching. All the best. Bye.